Boy, that was close. I almost exported that, and I had an error up there where it says Grizzle's Den Fun Park. So I fixed it. Now I'm going to export it, and I'll be quiet while the rest of it plays. The stuff I recorded earlier. They go up and down. It's got a load on. That's lifting the load up and down while the forklift is going back and forth. Require two animatronic tools to actually get this to work, and I had to figure out how to attach the track to go forward and backwards, then attach the tool to go up and down to that without attaching it to the forklift. So I didn't want the forklift to go up and down. I just wanted it to go left and right. Then the load to go up and down, and that's was the tricky bit. Well, I had done it with this forklift, but I had that character on the front, so I had to take that off. I figured out I got two different things to use for forks on the front. I put those on and figured out how to attach them to the tool that goes up and down. Then I attached that crystal thing to the forks, so it's going up and down while the forklift is going forward and backwards. And I actually got the wheels on the front. That was something I had done a while back, where I got wheels backwards. So I fixed that, and it's looking good. And what I've done, you can see the tools right there that's highlighted. I put them far enough down so that when I lower the forklift to the ground, you don't see them because those are buried in the ground. You can use different items too, if you want exact measurements and stuff, like maybe use what a wall, the distance, whatever the wall would be, or if it's sitting on a floor, how thick the floor would be compared to this. So there's different things that you can look at when you're building this stuff. So I've got the fencing going in. I did a big area right there that hats are off. I got that fenced in, and then I'm going to do the rest of the park. And what's happening too is while I'm putting these fences, I got light poles going in. Let's see, we're at 84%. I'm going to put a layout on the top of this. It usually hides that overlay of the menus that you use. You see where I got it attached? That's one way of doing it. I clicked on the forklift, I went to attach, and then I just, without attaching anything, I clicked on the one track to get it highlighted. So the next thing I attach it to that. Right now what I'm doing is I'm lowering it down. I'm getting it so that when it's at its lowest point, the load would be down by the floor. When it's at its highest point, the load would be up, but you still can't see that tool because it's still buried in the ground. And that's, like I said, you can use different items to measure the distance if you want, or you can eyeball it. And I found these two things. I thought they looked like a better fork than what I had on there previously. And I'm attaching these forks like I did the crystal to, there it is. It's going up and down. Forklift is going left and right, or forward and backwards. And now I got this area set up like maybe he's loading the crystals up onto these characters, and the characters are now going around with the buses. So it's just kind of like to give the impression that there's more going on in the factory. And so you can take the bus around. I have two, in fact, when you do the bus line, you have to have two platforms in order for it to work right. So I have one over by the forklift ride, or the forklift races, and I have one over here going off into the big surf area, slipping splash, slide and splash, splash and slide and slip and splash. I don't know. That's what the sign over there was saying. That's an old sign. I built that on a previous park, but it works. And that's the nice thing about franchises. Stuff I've used in other parks, I can bring them into this park. Like for instance, I could go and get Katie Witch stall, put it in. But I don't want to right now. I got that area order by No Brakes Express. I brought that in. That's one I used when I did my first park. I had a No Brakes Express in there, and I kind of brought it into every park I've been doing because it's a neat little roller coaster. It kind of fits the Grezzel's Den type look and style. So I put it in, and I need a coaster because I know what I want to do with it. It's supposed to kind of building one from scratch, which you can do it. You can do. I'm getting better at that too. But right now I just kind of focus on the fencing. You got to get that fencing in. I don't have transitions in yet. Okay, I'll be back. Excellent. Got good music now. One thing is I can't hear it when I'm doing voiceover. Okay, I like this music. It kind of reminds me of the same music with Firefly and Serenity. It's kind of the reason I like watching the show. I like the space travel. It's part of kind of like a western, but kind of western type music and theme to it. I remember when I was younger, I used to play a role-playing game called Traveler. And a lot of the stuff I see in Firefly and in Serenity could very well have been played out in Traveler because it was part of a space travel type thing where you roll up characters and you can build ships and there's different things you can do. And I actually had a couple worlds set up and a couple scenarios planned, and one of them actually that I'm kind of using right now to create a storyline for Hazardous XXX, which is a story I'm making up that has to do with a big model I made that looks like Hazardous XXX. I've got some drawings of it too. It's a big battleship type spacecraft that I made cardboard and leftover little bits and stuff, and I used paper mache. And I've got pictures of it, I got drawings of it, I got paintings of it. It Hazardous XXX, I got a story written that needs to go back and work on it some more. But that's where a lot of that's coming from. So when I'm using the cyberpunk type theme here, along with the arcade, well, this factory has an arcade in there. If I have enough percentage left over, I might put an arcade over at the building where the swimming pools are. I think the big circuit would need to have an arcade. If not, I'll just go ahead and finish out the fencing here. But like I said, the reason I like the music and I have it playing in the background and stuff, it reminds me of Firefly. And I kind of miss the series. I hear they're maybe bringing it back. Alright, go ahead. Even the animated series, at least they'll fill in some of the story that they can go back and tell. But going back and telling the story and trying, it's tricky. You have to have great writers to get it right. And I think they'll get it right. They're very dedicated to Firefly and characters and Serenity. I mean, it's a neat ship. The concept of the ship itself and what it can do, and I like the idea that it's not a big battleship. It's a transport. Being old Air Force, I know all about transport aircraft because we kept putting fuel on them. And when they put some big heavy loads on it, then along with the fuel to get them things up in the air, and you kind of think about the space travel and stuff, what they got to do to get point A to point B, and it's kind of fascinating. I love it. I know I seen there was a Lego build using Firefly. It was built. Oh man, it was what the guy that built that out of Legos, or the person that built that out of Legos. Man, that was neat. Yeah, he had the working engines and the way they could rotate, and then inside it was rotating. Oh, I love it. It was a good build. But let's back to the factory here. I'll have to put in some more music. I just ran music. Like I said, I can't hear the music track. It kind of mutes it when I'm using the audio tracks and putting a voiceover and stuff like that. Oh, the park is looking great. I got so many different characters now. Some of those little characters I could probably use over in the other thing. I could bring in Katie Witch. I got Daubers over there. I don't know. I know I got Sergeant Bones. He's the big guy sitting there right there by the no brakes. There's two little facilities there. I think there's food and drink there. So there's plenty of places to eat and drink. Oh, we're getting to the end. I already got a script clipped in. It's already put to the end. So we can just go ahead and get some more music in here. Let's do maybe something of the blues. See, when I go into certain Share Factory there's a list and you can do it by category. I think get some, maybe get some jazz in here or something. I like the music because I can put it on my laptop when I'm working in here, and I can have it playing in the background. If I mute myself, just kidding. But everybody's doing a great job. We got all the music in. The transitions are in. I have to do more layout thing here. It looks like we're at 84%, and we're getting to the point where we can open this up. I fenced in the rest of this stuff, put in a few more characters, and fill out the factory a little bit, and leave a little bit to do over there at Big Surf area. Thank you for watching, everybody. It's been fun. Transitions are good. We need music. So we're saying voice shoot clip. And the folks put it in the can on the shelf and really suited until that over is when you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following. And thank you for liking. This is good. Put it down at the end. All right, good job, Mr. Voiceover. And thank you, everybody. You did a wonderful job. Thank you, everybody.